Hi everyone, my name is Anastasia and I am the Retail Operations Assistant Manager at the Girl Scout Shop at the Girl Scouts of Nassau County. I'm also a Gold Award Girl Scout, a lifetime member, and a Girl Scout swap enthusiast. Today I will be showing you how to properly address an envelope, how to write a quick thank you letter, and we will be making a couple of swaps of course too. This activity will satisfy the shared category of the GSNC Girl Scouting at Home patch and can be completed whenever you have a free moment. Addressing a letter is so important to learn how to do, and it is a skill that you can use for the rest of your life. Whether you're sending a letter to a loved one who's in the military overseas, to your local town official about an issue that you're interested in, to your family who may live far away, or your Girl Scout sister who lives right around the corner. Whomever you're writing to, I remember the fun of having a pen pal as a young Girl Scout, and it can be very exciting when you are waiting for a letter to come in the mail. But today, we'll be writing a thank you letter together to a special Girl Scout volunteer who has made a difference in your life. While April is Volunteer Appreciation Month, Volunteer Appreciation Day is April 22nd this year. And April also happens to be National Letter Writing Month too, so this activity is perfect to celebrate. Expressing your appreciation with a thank you card or letter is an easy way to make volunteers feel good about helping out, and it will show them how much you appreciate all that they bring to the Girl Scout table. Their time, their support, and their unique skills and their perspective as well. The materials that you're going to need for today are an envelope, and if you don't have an envelope, I actually made this envelope out of paper. Doing some origami, and I made a little video of that as well. So you can click on that if you don't have an envelope, but if you do, you'll need one of these, 2 pieces of paper, a stamp, and a pen. If you'd like to get a little more creative, you can also use colored pencils, stickers, or anything else that you'd like to decorate. So the first place that I like to start is the top left of the envelope, which is where the return address goes. Now I'm writing and sending this letter today, so I would put my name and my address in the top left because I am sending the letter. And if there is a mix-up, or if my letter is unable to be delivered to my addressee, whose address and name will go here, the post office will send my letter back to the return address if there's ever any kind of problems. So now that we have our return address up there, you guessed it, time for the delivery address. And that goes in the middle of the envelope. And I'm sending my letter to Miss Randy. Okay, and I have her address right there. And then the final part of addressing your envelope is putting on your stamp. Now, this is the last step because stamps cost money, and you want to make sure that your return address and your delivery address are written correctly before you put your stamp on there. So my name and my address are correct, and my delivery address is correct. Perfect. So now I can put my postage stamp in the top right. My envelope right there. And this is my perfectly addressed envelope. So now I'm going to get started on my envelope that I just made. Okay, so perfect. I'll put my name up top. All right, now it is time for me to address my envelope now that I've seen the example. So again, top left of your envelope. Okay, putting my name, so I'm sending this letter. And my street goes on the second line. Town, comma, Y for New York, and my zip code. Perfect. So now my return address is complete. Time to move on to the delivery address. And that's going to Miss Randy. And then I put the street address, town, state, and zip code. And we want to make sure that's as neat as possible, because if it is not neat and if it's too messy, then they might not be able to deliver it to Miss Randy, and then I would get the letter back because they would use my return address. So, perfect. I got my return address and my delivery address. I have my stamp right here, ready to go on at the last second. So, we will do that. Just gonna put it on here. Okay. Perfectly addressed envelope, ready to go. All right, time to write our letter now. If you're a junior Girl Scout, you could complete the first requirement of the Junior Scribe badge by writing a poem to your volunteer. Not a poet? A haiku could be a good place to start. A haiku can be written in a number of ways. One of them is by using the 5-7-5 syllable sentence structure, by creating sentences based on a set number of syllables. So for example, the first line would be 5 syllables, second line would be 7 syllables, and then the last line would be 5 syllables. So I wrote a quick little haiku as an example. I want to thank you for all that you do and more. You are number one. You are number one. So that is a quick haiku that you could possibly write to your volunteer as a way to say thank you. And complete one step of a badge if you're a junior level Girl Scout, and then you would be able to complete the other requirements on your own to earn the rest of that badge. Now that we've finished addressing our envelope, it's time to write our letter. Once we are completed writing our letter, then we can decorate it any way we would like. Okay. And now here's just an example of a possible letter that you could write to your special volunteer in your life who's made a difference. So mine says, Dear blank, hello, how are you? I am blank. I wanted to write you this letter to say thank you for blank. You are special because blank. I will always remember blank. 3 things I have learned in Girl Scouts are blank, blank, and blank. Happy Volunteer Appreciation Month and happy National Letter Writing Month. I hope you can write me back soon. From blank. So this is just an example of a letter that you could write to your volunteer. Or you can take this template and enhance it. You can include a picture of what you're working on to show your troop leader perhaps. You can include what you're working on in school, tell them how you're feeling, tell them what's going on, and then just ask them some questions about what's going on with them and things that you're looking forward to doing. You can include in your letter as well. And then once you're done writing your letter, we can fold it up. Depending on what size paper you used for your envelope will determine on how we fold up our letter. And then before you seal up that envelope, we're going to be making a couple of paper swaps just a couple things that you might want to include in your letter as a gift to your leader. So, alrighty, now it's time for us to write our letter. And as you can see over here, I have an example of a letter that you could write to a special volunteer in your life. It says, "Dear blank," and that's where you would put your volunteer's name. "Hello, how are you?" It starts off with a greeting. And then, "I am blank." You can write, "I'm fine, I'm good, I'm great, I'm tired." And the next line says, "I wanted to write you this letter to say thank you for blank." So that's where you would write in what you are thankful for that your leader has done. Maybe it's just being your leader. "Thanks for being my leader." "You are so special because blank." "You're so special because you taught me how to say the Girl Scout promise." That's pretty special. "I will always remember blank." "I will always remember the time we sold 200 boxes of cookies at our one booth sale." 3 things I've learned in Girl Scouts are, maybe how to tie new knots. Maybe a second thing that you learned is how to make a budget with your money. And then maybe a third thing could be how to, a third thing that you've learned in Girl Scouts. It could be anything. You just learned so many new things. Like today, how to address an envelope. That could be a third thing that you learned in Girl Scouts. And then I ended up my letter with Happy Volunteer Appreciation Month and Happy National Letter Writing Month. I hope that you can write me back soon. From Anastasia. From blank. That's where you would put your name. So now while I finish my letter, I'll let you work on yours. It doesn't have to exactly say this. It could be anything you want. You could write, like I'm writing here in my letter, "Dear Miss Randy, thank you so much for always being there if I need someone to talk to." You can say what you're working on in school right now, just to let them know that I'm really struggling with math, but I miss our meetings. I hope to hear from you soon. It could be anything like that. So I'll let you finish your letter, and then we will get going with our swaps. All right. Making an envelope swap. Now that we've learned how to properly address one, we're going to be taking this little square of white paper and addressing an envelope on this little square and turning it into a swap. So I'm going to just put my name and then my address. And then I'm going to be putting the same delivery address because I'm going to be giving this swap to Miss Randy. Okay, and then I'm going to draw in a little square for a stamp, and I'm going to actually put a little heart in the middle to decorate that little stamp. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then on the back, I'm going to draw the back of the envelope. So you have a V to the middle, just like that. And if we don't know how it looks, we can use the back of our envelope that we made as an example. Okay, just like that. And we have our little envelope swap. And then you can put a safety pin, if you have one, through one of the corners. Do mine through the stamp. And then you are all set and ready to go. If you don't have a safety pin, you can use a paper clip temporarily, or you can just leave it off until you can get a safety pin, either from your leader or if you can find one that way. Alright, and that is the envelope swap. And since it's made from paper, you could, if you wanted to, send the envelope swap to your leader as a little gift with your letter. So not only will they be receiving a letter, but they'll also be receiving a little envelope swap that they can save forever from you. Alrighty, and then you can just put that right in there. So the last activity for today will be a Peace, Love, Girl Scout paper swap that we're going to be making, and you can include in your letter as a gift to your leader, or you can keep it for yourself. So all you'll need for this activity is a piece of paper, some scissors, and some colored pencils or crayons. First, we need a circle shape, a heart shape, and a trefoil shape. So I used my shirt as reference, and I drew a trefoil, and I also drew a circle on my piece of paper and a heart, and they don't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to cut those out. There we go, I have all three. And I'm actually going to color in each of those shapes, and then I'm going to finish cutting them out. Okay, just coloring in those shapes. And once we're done coloring, we can cut out our shapes. Alrighty. once we've cut out our 3 shapes, our trefoil, our heart, and our circle, I'm just going to draw a little line down the middle of our circle because we're turning this into a peace sign. And a line each way like that. And then we can write the date and your name. Write your troop number. And then you can write we can write over here, peace, love, and PS. And then you can put these in your envelope along with your envelope swab if you'd like. Going to your leader. Tape it up, and you are all set with your addressed envelope, your letter, and your swap gifts for your leader. I hope that you enjoyed our activities today, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye.